We appreciate you joining us. Am I doing it right?
For the past 2 weeks, we have not, because we've been MIA.
I know, and it's a combination of laziness and being busy. It's the summertime. Chances are you listening,
crazy.
you do some traveling as well, and you understand that things get busy, and you can't have time to set up all this broadcast equipment, record a podcast.
God, some of the faces you make are just chef's kiss.
Yeah, you married me.
I know.
You created life with me.
I know.
So I hope that this face was worth it.
Something like that.
Yeah. Welcome. Hey, make sure to follow us across all social media platforms at Am I Doing It Right Pod. P-O-D. Am I Doing It Right Pod. Pod. There was a rock band called, you remember P-O-D?
Sure don't.
Yeah, you do. It's just I feel so alive.
Nope.
For the very first time. What about you know this one? We are the youth of the nation. We are.
Yep, got nothing.
Wow, we should get out more.
Yeah,
A
right.
little rock band, man. Go see POD. They were like big popular at the time, like Stained was. You remember Stained? It's been a while. You know that one.
Nope.
Yes, you do. You know it's been a while. You're messing with me now.
Give me a few more.
It's been a while since I could.
Nope.
It's been a while.
I got nothing. I really don't.
Okay, fair enough. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Now, coming up, a wedding to talk about and how you and I were supposed to have a hot date weekend, and it turned into me just getting, all of us actually having time to ourselves. Crazy how this weekend turned out.
Right.
Before that, since we weren't here last week, and we talk about, hey, shout out to my dad for making the trip all the way up from Pensacola, Florida to spend a crazy amount of time with his granddaughter. Dad came up last week. The bad part is I was supposed to be off Wednesday, and I ended up having to do a car delivery on Wednesday. And so my dad came up, but you ended up spending all the time with him. Like, I didn't even get to hang out with my dad. So how was your visit with my dad?
We had a great time. We had a lovely day at Tiff and Jay's. Had some burgers and some beer, some burgers and burgers. And I took him to Costco for the first time.
So my dad is not a fan. My dad is 66 years old. He is the classic old school, definitely not a fan of crowds or anything like that. So how did he enjoy Costco on a Saturday morning?
I mean, I think he was a little overwhelmed, but I think he took it like a champ.
Bulk.
You know, it's funny because later in the day, he was talking to his wife on the phone and had her on speaker. And I was like, come to the dark side. Let's get you a Costco membership. And
they don't have one?
No. And they're like, well, we don't buy in bulk. I'm like, it's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
But it's worth it if you do it right.
And I know my dad drinks enough beer to make it worth it. Like, when you go to Costco for a case of beer, get ready. You're getting out of there with a 36-pack. I love it.
I'm just saying, like buying meat from Costco, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Between the tomahawk steaks that we only got one time.
Those were awesome. You literally bought one 4-pound tomahawk ribeye.
It was so big.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun to grill.
You know, like the chicken, like you got a lot of stuff in bulk. I mean, and then you get a food saver that is like the chef's kiss.
Yeah,
combo.
the food saver is that thing where you put your raw meat in the plastic bag, and it's like a vacuum seals it, and vacuum seals it shut. That thing's awesome.
I'm convinced we have saved thousands of dollars on meat because of that thing. Because
have we really?
We've had it for a couple of years, but I think it's time, honey, that we upgrade our Costco membership.
Yeah, you've talked about that before. That's I don't think that'd be a particularly entertaining conversation for our audience. So
I'm just saying it out loud.
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
I don't care, Katie. You just do it.
All right. So anyway, we took your dad to Costco. He loved it, but I think
he did not love it. You lie. Did you get him the? Ow! Sorry, I just hit my knee on the table. Did you get him the? Did he have a glizz? Like, did he have the full Costco experience?
And I treated him to a hot dog.
You got him a glizz?
Yeah. He said he hadn't had a hot dog in years. So I'm like, guess what, Wally? It's 10:30 a.m. Today is the day.
Glizz it up.
So we did that, and then, but I think the most fun that your dad had was going to get wings with you on Saturday night.
This is the tradition that my dad and I have. Now, I will say that for the longest time since he moved to Pensacola, it's been about 5 years, he couldn't find a good spot to get wings. And my dad loves wings. Mm-hmm. Back in St. Louis, there's a bar actually outside of St. Louis in Fenton, Missouri called Poor Richard's. Like some of the best wings we've ever had. But the closest we've come in Kansas City, and all of KC knows, you go to the Peanut, right? It's hard to beat the Peanut. Mm-hmm. Excellent wings. So that's kind of become my dad and I's tradition every time he comes to town. We leave you and Chandler here, and me and Dad go out get some wings, get some beers, talk some shit, have our fun. It's the best. And so, so he's here Tuesday all the way through Sunday, spends most of the week with you. I'm home at like night for an hour, and that's it. So Saturday rolls around, and we sit down, we have our wings. Shout out to Liz, our bartender, at 130, it's like a state line and 130 something. And she always takes care of us. She listened to the radio show back in the day, so really appreciate her. I can always message her like, Dad's in town, we're coming to see you. And she actually saved a couple spots for us at the bar on a Saturday night, which is pretty cool. So here's the thing, though. Dad was definitely having a good time. We're having a good time.
Oh, you both came home having a good time.
We were I had a good time, but I was also like within reason. I was like, all right, obviously I'm driving. I got to get my dad home or whatever. So Dad throws back about 6 pints of Yingling American Lager. Dad threw
Yingling
those
Heavy?
back. Yeah, Yingling Heavy, right? Like Budweiser. Yingling Heavy, which I love. I love Yingling. And he had 6 of them. And on our way home, inspired by the music that was playing at the bar, we had this like Hootie and the Blowfish Fish-est playlist going. Hootie, Matchbox 20, Third Eye Blind, the Goo Goo Dolls, right? Like just that whole 90s era of kind of pop rock. And just hearing my dad going like, hold my hand. I'm like, Dad, calm down. But he's having a great time. I love that I got my dad completely trashed. It was awesome.
Love it. Yeah, you guys came home. You're having a great time.
Thank you. We did have a good time. It's good to bond with him. We always talk about, we have all the life chats. We talk about you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Is your microphone okay? Let me hear that.
Hear what?
There we go. Okay. Sorry. I feel like I heard your microphone cut out, so I just wanted to make sure.
To be honest, I burped in the middle of that.
Oh, cool. And you were muted. Nice. Very good. Yeah. Hey, we also have a retirement to celebrate. Shout out to, we were just talking about my dad.
Yep.
This is my bonus dad. My mom's husband, Mark, officially as of June 29th, is a full-time retired man. Congrats, Mark. That's awesome, buddy. Let's go.
He got to celebrate it with having a full weekend of Chandler.
Yeah, he did. He got time with the grandbaby. I know that his last day was a Friday, and then they all went out. We didn't get to town till it was Friday night, but it was like 10:30 because I had to work late. And
let's specify this
But we'll get to that. But he had a great. When I got there at 10:30, he was obliterated. Like he was drunk, passed out, snoring. Like Chandler got there, and she was kind of wide awake for a little bit, and she was running around Grandma's house and going, "Wah!" Man, Mark didn't move. We could still hear him snore. It was awesome. He was Donzo Bunzo.
Oh yeah.
Did I tell you also that Chandler kicked him out of their bed?
No, but your mom did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like her little girl came to town, and poor Mark, man, lives there. That's his bed. He sleeps there every night. Nope, he got kicked out so little Chandler could sleep there instead.
Mm-hmm. Not surprised.
Oh, but that's
the girl knows what she wants.
Yeah, and she gets it because she's pretty.
She says, "Give me that king size bed."
Yeah. But shout out to Mark because he retired. Now Mom and him are both retired. My mom is weird though. Have you noticed that she's more busy now that she is retired? Like, is this something that commonly happens amongst retired folk?
Yes, I feel like, but I'm not surprised because that's your mom. Like, she's just a social butterfly, and she just has so many exciting things going on in her life that I think if she were to slow down, that. Why are you making that face?
I'm not. Sorry. I'm looking at our connection. Sorry. Go. No, continue.
No,
story.
I just feel like
this podcast is whack.
I know. We're just we're off the rails. This is what happens. We're gone for 2 weeks.
Right.
But no, she's volunteering. She has she's doing a couple of projects. And she works at the golf course, which honestly, I could not think of a better retirement job for your mom.
Yeah, my mom is a bartender at a golf course in O'Fallon, Missouri, if you're ever out there. I'm not even going to say which one because I don't want to be overwhelmed. She's still new at it. We don't need people just flooding her golf course.
Flooding
the
golf course.
Right. So
love it.
Because I think right now her bartending skills are like if you want like a beer, you're good. And as you want a shot, that's fine. As far as mixing drinks, I don't know where she's at.
Like, I think she probably does just fine.
You better order a beer or a shot. Otherwise, I don't know Barbara what's coming out with.
I bet you your mom makes it. No, I shouldn't say it, but I know your mom makes a mean bloody.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. Bloody Mary. Like,
I loathe Bloody Mary.
I think they're delicious.
I know. And you know what the thing is like I realize now there's so many ways to make them, and I see people who have like Slim Jim beef jerky in there,
whole chicken,
or like a whole chicken. Like there's so many different ways to make them. I wish I liked them, but they like no. I'm sorry. As far as if we're drinking at breakfast, it is 100% it has to be a mimosa. It can't be Bloodies gross me out.
Well, do you want to hear what I think is the most what should be like the number one brunch drink?
Go.
An espresso martini.
Good call.
You know what I mean?
That's like a relatively new drink, right? Like somebody just
invented
invented
been around, but everybody drinks them like a nightcap. Like, sir, after I'm out for a night of drinking, I am 32 years old. I am not going to go drink an espresso martini. My ass will be up till 3 a.m. I don't need that shot of espresso.
You're only 32.
Yeah, I'm turning 33.
Dang, you young. I married young.
I'm not.
Shout out to me for marrying young.
Like
Wow.
you need an espresso martini.
Good job,
ideal
me.
scenario during brunch when you're hungover from the night before to kind of give yourself the hair of the dog and the caffeine you need to keep going.
Keep going, Katie.
That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
The thought of an espresso martini sounds gross to me. I don't even like cold coffee. That's another thing I wish I liked. I wish I liked cold
Espresso
coffee.
martinis are real good.
But I don't think I'd like them.
I think you've tried it.
And I
think
probably
you
didn't
have
like it.
You did.
No.
Okay.
That doesn't sound...
Well, that's a different
Because
conversation.
if I liked it, I would remember that I liked it.
Okay, but that's not true. Because you don't remember a lot of things you like.
That's fair. Okay. Let's get to the main event of the evening. So as we're recording this, I woke up the morning of this recording at 7 a.m. in Champaign, Illinois.
You sure did.
Drove 3 hours to St. Louis, Missouri to pick up our daughter who was staying at grandma's house.
You sure did.
Waited there for 2 hours until it was nap time so that the drive with Chandler would be easier. Mm-hmm. Then potentially got in the car and drove another 3 hours back to Kansas City.
Yep.
So my day started in Champaign, Illinois, and it ends with recording this podcast.
Yep.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
You were supposed to be by my side for all of this adventures, but you conveniently got sick. I'm sick, Michael. I can't go.
You have children in daycare. You know they bring home what we like to call the daycare special. The daycare special is whatever the kids are tossing around, whatever germs they're bringing around to each other. Then they bring it home to their families. And the number one person who usually gets it first, I would say, is mom, unless they have siblings. So Thursday night rolls around. I'm thinking, Thursday afternoon. I just have the sniffles. I'm like, it's probably just sinuses. I'll take a couple, Nasacort shots and antihistamine. We'll call it a day. Friday morning happens.
Yeah, you
I wake
died.
up. And I was on death's door.
Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Way to not actually die. We appreciate you.
I was working from home, and I'm like, yeah, I feel terrible, but I'm like, I'm going to try and rally because I know we're leaving tonight to go to this wedding. And as the day goes on, the day gets progressively worse.
Then you send me the picture.
And then I sent you a picture, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't going well. And it was 101. Yep, that's what it was. 101.4 degree fever.
Then it went up from there.
And it kept going up. And I'm like,
Yeah, I immediately told you to, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to stay your ass home. I'm going to get home from the car dealership, grab our daughter, drive her and I to St. Louis and give you the whole house to yourself, which I feel like that was a good thing. We got to talk about that.
It was.
Was that good to have the whole house to yourself all weekend?
It was. And I think it was nice because I got a really good night's rest on Friday night, and I got a really good night rest last night.
Good.
And I mean, I've gotten progressively better. I still sound...
That's you're getting a FaceTime. We'll call them back.
Sound very nasally.
Yeah.
And very just phlegmy, right? But
Yeah.
also if you're watching the podcast, I look real ghostly. That's because I'm on the mend.
It also doesn't help that I've spent more time outside this summer than any summer in my life. So
That
your
too.
boy is looking tan AF.
That too.
Look how good I look.
Baby, you look so good. Just
Wow.
nobody look at your sock lines.
And what?
Nobody look at your sock lines.
I do have perma socks.
Yeah. So it's just one of those where I'm on the mend, but it was nice to have the whole house. But you were texting me on Saturday night saying, hey, do you want one more night to yourself? We can come home early Monday. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, at this point, I'm going crazy. It's nice to have the whole house to yourself, but also at that same time, I'm like, ugh, I'm ready for my people to be back.
Right.
Miss my baby. I'm feeling better. And I'm like, okay, let's get this moving.
Okay. Why is your microphone doing that? Katie, we're mid-podcast, but I'm going to try something crazy. Okay. All right.
Let's get
Let's see. I'm going to turn yours down. All right. Sorry. Hold on. How you doing, babe?
Doing great.
All right. Cool. If I can do... Yeah. Oh, too far. Don't want to do that. Hold on. Yeah. You're going to see who FaceTimed you? Yeah. Try to fix that cord there because your microphone kept cutting out. I don't love that. I want to be able to hear that beautiful, beautiful voice of yours. Okay, so I go to Champaign, Illinois, right? It was a lot of cool. So the fun story behind this, and he actually called me out because he listens to the podcast every week and called me out while I was there because we didn't record one last week. So, but my good friend Jesse got married for the very first time in his life, and that's a big step for Jesse, and I'll tell you why. I met Jesse when I was in the when I lived in north central Illinois, a region called the Illinois Valley, to kind of start off my radio career there. And Jesse wasn't on the radio or anything like that. We just happened to meet through a mutual friend, and then quickly became really close friends. And Jesse and I'll keep it respectful but honest, but Jesse's a dude who, like, a lot of people thought would be that guy who just never got married, right? Oh, he's going to be a bachelor forever, da-da-da-da. Before you and I met each other, you and I kind of were those people in our group of friends. Like, people were like, wouldn't be surprised if I never got married. I think your group of friends said they wouldn't be surprised if you never got married. So, call him back. So...
Real quick, who was that?
This is neighbor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all good. So Jesse is like just that guy. He's like, we never think he's going to get married. There's no chance he's ever going to get married. And I don't know. I always hoped he felt like I never really hoped that for him until I met you, right? And then you and I have this really cool happily ever after. And I'm like, man, that's a friend of mine. I hope he finds that person for him like I found for me. Like that's what I hope. But a lot of people said, oh, it would never happen. Jesse got married for the very first time in his life, and I say that because Jesse is 46 years old. This is the first time he's been married. I love it. I love it because he didn't settle. He's like, I'm not going to settle for something I don't want. If there's someone who changes my mind, great, but I'm not going to settle. And he didn't, because all his friends got married. They were like, oh, you're not getting married. Oh, you're like, you'll never, da-da-da. And he's like, yeah, but soon you'll all have alimony and child support payments. And sure enough, a lot of his buddies now have child support payments too. So it's really cool to see him. I feel like he did it the right way, and I'm very fired up for him. And so he and his wife Ellie were so awesome. But I have a really cool story to share about it, and then you're gonna make fun of me for the last story because Katie, you already know what that is. Oh, yeah. But we were talking about wedding days at some point, at some conversation we've had in our life, and I told him what I really enjoyed about my wedding day, or I think you maybe heard me say it on the podcast. I think the coolest part about your wedding day. Hey, Katie, can we not be texting? Please, just listen.
Honey, I am listening to you. Coolest part of our wedding day.
No. But you're looking down at your phone, like people watching video. You've been text messaging for the last 5 minutes.
Honey, I'm dealing with something. Like, it's okay. Like, I got it. I'm here. I promise.
It just seems, a little rude.
Honey, it's not alarming, but I just got a voicemail that I was just concerned about that I was forwarding on to somebody to make sure everything is okay.
Oh, okay. Is everything okay?
Oh, I'm going to find out.
Oh, cool. Okay, so while you're finding out, let's see, where was I at? 46 years old, got married for the first time. Where was I at in the story?
Being married for the first time at your wedding, the coolest part.
Before the best man took the microphone, Jesse, the groom, my friend, took the microphone. And he just said, he stood up in front of this whole guy. I had no idea he was going to do this, but he said, I just want everyone to know that he's like, a good friend told me that the best part of your wedding day is you see these people from all different chapters of your life, and this is the only time that you get the whole book all in one place. Like, I said that, and he remembered that, and he said that in his speech to everybody, and he looked at me, and I was like that hit me in the feels so hard that I didn't know what to do, so I got weird, and I literally gave him a thumbs up. From the back of the room, I was like, that was me, buddy. And to his credit, he looked right back at me. He gave me a thumbs up right back. I'm like, yeah. It was really cool.
Well, and I will say, like, I wish I was there for that because I know that kind of hit you in the feels for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the thing I love about you, honey, but you're a 3 beer emotional guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
I'll start the story.
Yeah, you start.
I'm going to start the story. So that was the cool part of the night, right? And then just getting to see, and I saw a bunch of friends who I hadn't seen in 7 years. Some of them I haven't seen in over a decade because I moved out of Illinois like 13 years ago. So it's been a while. And for a couple people, I hadn't seen them since like the weekend I left. And it was just so cool. Lots of hugs.
Yeah.
Katie gave out lots of hugs.
Yeah, you did.
It was so much fun.
I'm sure you did.
It was the best. But here's the thing about me, and Katie's going to make fun of me for it, but I still think it's a quality. I think it's a great quality because when I have a few too many beverages, right, I get emotional. I get like happy emotional, right? I get real lovey and like I cry at things that make me happy. It's embarrassing, but it's just like it's part of my personality. It's who I am. I can't help it. So I am just over the moon excited for my buddy. Like I'm happy that he found like his version of what we have. Like that, I'm genuinely so happy for him for that. And so you know your boy got a little emotional.
You did.
And hold on. So at the very end of the night, I hadn't really had a chance to meet his bride yet, right? Because we live 6 hours away. So, but at the very end of the night and his wedding, we still have to talk about because it was in a football stadium. It was crazy. I'm like leaving the stadium. I kind of did an Irish goodbye. I said goodbye to like one or two people, but other than that, I just kind of dipped. And as I'm like, I get in an elevator, I go down, I'm leaving the stadium, and as I'm walking out, it was just Jesse, my buddy, and his bride, getting ready to walk back in. So like after the whole night, I didn't really think I'd get a chance to like say hello and introduce myself to his wife because it's bride, it's a wedding day, obviously. Like go be with your family, I'll meet you later, but. Ended up getting like 3 minutes with him outside, just the three of us, and he introduced me, and she's like, "Oh, you're the radio friend, and you do the podcast now." Like, yep. He's like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you," and big old hug, and I immediately tell her, like, I'm so happy that he found you, and I'm also so happy that you guys found each other. And I was like, oh. But here's the thing, and I held the emotions like back because I'm just that happy for him, so I kind of turned into crybaby mode, but kept my emotions in check. But then after I got to kind of talk with them and congratulate them and then say goodnight, I walk back and I FaceTime you. And for whatever reason, when I call you to just tell you about how wonderful that moment was, I'm like, baby, it was just the best night of my life. Like, I'm crying like a baby. And I can only imagine what that was like on your end, watching your drunken husband cry his eyes out to you.
You were an absolute blubbering idiot, to be honest. Like, I have no shame in saying that, but it was adorable. And I could just feel the emotion. You were excited. You were reminiscing with all your friends. And my first thought that went through, I'm like, he's had more than 3 beers. And you're like, 3 beers and 2 tequilas.
No, 3 tequilas, then 4 beers.
Liquor, okay, a little more than
liquor
that. Okay,
before beer, and you're all in the clear.
There you go. Well, either way, you were a mess.
Yeah.
And it was adorable. And I was like, honey, just get back to the hotel. Go to sleep.
I did. You stayed on FaceTime with me my whole walk.
Because you're walking home by yourself.
Yeah, but it was like 2 blocks.
Yeah, but still, you were in an area you didn't know. Not that I wasn't afraid of you getting lost. I'm more afraid of you getting jumped.
Yeah, no. I handle
whatever.
It. Look at these guns I got right here. See that, Katie? That means I can handle myself. Anyway, no, that was a really cool night. And so here's the thing. So Jesse also he's a graduate of the University of Illinois, the Fighting Illini, right?
Yep.
Big Ten fans, I think you know what I'm talking about. He is such a diehard, and should
you tell the story? Should you tell the story?
I'm not telling that story.
Okay.
But he's such a diehard that it was perfect that he met somebody who not only agreed, but I believe also looking forward to, I think Ellie was also looking forward to getting married in a suite at the University of Illinois Memorial Football Stadium. What a spot to get married. It was a
cool backdrop. I like you were FaceTiming and sent me pictures, and it looked really cool.
Yeah. I'll post some of those pictures I took just kind of the backdrops. I'll respect the bride and groom's privacy, but I took a lot of just scenic pictures, and he...
You need to check your text messages.
I need to check my text messages?
Yeah.
Okay, I will. Sorry. I'm going to finish this I'm going to finish this story. But we see I'm all discombobulated now. Where were we?
Fighting Illini.
Fighting Illini. So yeah, it was really cool. So they have this wedding in the suites, and then we all go down, like literally everybody and every single guest of the ceremony. We all walk down on the field, which is always cool to be on the field of a major college stadium, and just say like, "Here we are!" Like, and we all get to take this big old picture. We get to walk on the field and like kind of like you can run if you want to. We were all dressed nice, so not a lot of people ran, but it was really cool. But like, he's the only guy. Like the fact that he found somebody who was willing to get married at a football stadium
with her
and looked forward to it just as much is cool. So. Yeah, and because I believe they're both graduates. They're both like lifelong alum. They have season tickets to the football game. So just a very, very cool night, and I'm grateful he remembered to invite me.
Cheers to them. Cheers to Jesse. Yeah. Cheers to Ellie. Cheers to their happiness. I mean, when you find the right person, it's where it's cool when you know you're just in that right state of mind, right? And you find your other half, your other person. So
Did I tell you I already made plans with them to come see us?
Yeah.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, little baseball game next year. He's a Mets fan, so might try to get him down to KC for a Mets because like this year the Royals played in New York, so that means next year that the Mets will come to Kansas City. So we'll try to get him out for a game. It'll be a lot of fun. I did not to brag, but your nearly 40-year-old husband did also close down a college bar in Champaign, Illinois. I'll have you know. I was there till the bartender left at 2:15
in the afternoon.
Yeah. We were at my hotel bar, and we're like, because the ceremony was at 1, it was done by like 1:30, but the cocktail hour didn't start till 3:30, so we had a couple hours to kill. I was like, let's go back to the hotel. My hotel's right down the street. There's a bar. It was a Houlihan's. It was like a Houlihan's restaurant and bar attached right to the hotel. It's like, great, it's perfect.
Yep.
So we go into Houlihan's. We all order a round. We're sitting there, starting just talking, and all of a sudden the manager comes out and says, "Excuse me, are you guys have all ordered a drink, right? Yeah, we all have a drink. Okay, well, when you're done, we're gonna go ahead and close you out because Katie, I think the bartender just walked out, like quit for some reason. I think it's just
hilarious.
Like bang right there because."
Drama at the Houlihan's.
Dude, 2:15 p.m. and they kick us out and they say there's no bartender. You guys got to go. Like, what?
Hilarious.
How does that even happen? But
hilarious.
I am going to take that as credit that we shut a bar down.
I think that's great, honestly.
Yeah.
I think all bars should shut down at 2:00. Let's all start day drinking.
No, I think they should all start opening at 2:00 and close at 7:30.
I agree.
Is that the place to? I think that's the spot right there.
Yep, done.
But no, it was a very cool week, and I hated that you weren't there.
I was really sad I wasn't there,
especially as the dance floor opened up. I wanted to slow dance with my bride.
I'll take that, but no, I needed to be on the mend. I did not. I would have died. Literally would have died if I would have made the trip.
Well, I'm glad you didn't die because that would have sucked.
That would have sucked.
Because the thought of raising a child by myself is terrifying. Oh, also, I would love you and miss you. Sorry about that.
Well, thanks.
Thanks, babe.
Right.
Oh, did you like that? It sounded like Joe Biden during the debate.
Oh my gosh. That's a different podcast.
I'm the best. You're actually the worst. I'm the best.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, if you watched it just for the entertainment value like I did, you were not disappointed.
Good God.
But I turned it off at about 37 minutes. Am I doing it right? Well, we're doing it better than a presidential debate. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Okay, bye.